audible to everyone? Just type yes in the chat box if you are able to listen my voice. Okay. So in the last session, we have started discussing of Lombok concept. Okay. Lombok is an open source API. It's a Java API that is used to generate the code. So first one, we have seen setters and getters. Second, toString method. Third, equals and hash code. And fourth, no-R constructor. And fifth, all-R constructor. Okay, in the last session, we have seen a simple programming for this. Just one output we have seen here by applying setters and getters and toString hash code and equals here. Generally, if you want to compare two objects data, okay, then use a method called equals and hash code, that is equals method. Okay, else it's not required. If you don't override, by default equals behaves like a double equals to operator that we have seen in the last session here. Today we are going to continue with required R constructor, and again we'll come back to the same annotations here. Observe carefully. Okay, now let us just continue. In the last session we discussed about no R's constructor here and all R's constructor. No R's constructor, if we apply, then Lombok will generate a default constructor that is going to generate a default constructor, and that is provided. And all R's constructor is providing all parameters. How many variables are here? It is just checking. By taking all these variables, it is providing one parameterized constructor. Okay, so that is a point. I'm just showing the continuation here. Observe carefully here. Next constructor here we have, that is required R's constructor plus non-null. Okay, that continuation I'm showing here. Lombok API, it's a part 2. Okay, now let us just continue here. Required R's constructor with non-null. Okay, so if you see, no R's constructor will give default 0 param. Of course, if you don't write anything, Java compiler also provides, but it is like we are writing manually here. Okay, if we apply the annotation before compilation, only constructor provided. And if you remember the flow of this Lombok here, if we apply the annotation here, first it will convert our code. It will convert our annotation code to generated format here. If you apply the annotations like this, stage 1, you can see here programmer is writing annotations. We wrote annotations here. These annotations generating the code. Okay, Lombok generating the code. Then it is hand over to Java compiler. Okay, it is hand over to Java compiler. Understand here? It's not directly providing, it's not directly going to Java compiler here. It's first it is converting into generating the source code like this. Okay, and after generating the code here, Java compiler says, hey, please take it this. Okay, Lombok will do only one work, whatever the annotation that you apply. Okay, based on the annotation, it will generate the code. Now here we are writing required R's constructor plus non-null. What is this annotation will do here? It will provide a parameterized constructor by using selected variables. If you want to create a parameterized constructor by using selected variables. Okay, how to select? Okay, to select variable, apply one annotation. Okay, that is @ non-null. Means that is required. Non-null means it should not be null. That is actually required while creating the object. Okay, so that is the meaning here. Let me show one small example here. I'm writing here. For example, here I'm writing one class. leave public, private, and all. Just I'm writing one class called emp. There we have something like a integer id is there and string name is there. Okay, if we write at the rate no ars constructor, for example, if you write at the rate no ars constructor, it will give default constructor. No, I don't want that as of now. It will give all ars constructor here. If we apply all ars constructor, then it will take all variables. Only two are there, two variables it will take. It will give two parameterized. No, no, I don't want that now here. I want only id based constructor, only this I want here. Then you apply a required ars constructor. Okay, and select the variable. You need to select variable. How to select? On top of this, apply at the rate non null. Okay, select variable. Okay, what about second one? I did not write. Okay, leave it. Okay, only first one I selected here. Then output generated class will be generated class looks like. Okay, so this actually class emp. Okay, generated class looks like here. It will provide one constructor, class name same. It's an integer id. Okay, so here in this default statement will be super of. Okay, and this dot id is equals to id. Like this code is generated. Okay, that is called required ars constructor. Of course, you can write at the rate non-null on top of name also. If you write like that, one more that is also taken here. Okay, I'll write one more example, even concentrate here. This example. Okay, required R constructor says whatever the variables that you want to select and create the constructor, yes, on top of those variables apply non-null. Can we apply on all variables? Yes, of course. If that is the case, okay, if you want to apply on all variables, why do you apply non-null at all variables? Better take at the rate all as constructor. No sir, I'll apply manually. Okay, fine, that's not an issue here. You can apply at the rate non-null even at all variables also, not a mistake. That combinations also we see one example even. Okay, mixing combinations also I'll show here. Okay, let me show some programming part for this. File, new, starter project I'm just creating here. Spring starter project I'm just creating. Spring starter project. Lombok test 2 I'm just writing here. Next button. Okay, choose only Lombok here or search with Lombok and choose the same. Next button and finish button. Okay, make sure that you have activated Lombok, which I gave with yesterday's process. Okay, Lombok activation steps that you need to follow, then only it is going to work. Okay, steps to activate the Lombok yesterday I gave, you have to follow the same. Okay, now observe here. There I'm just writing a simple class here. I'm writing a class called product. Okay, just I'm writing it's a model. On top of this I'm just writing here at the rate required ars constructor here. Control Shift O to get the imports actually. It's a private integer id. And I'm writing private string code and at the rate non-null. Okay, like this I wrote here. Now generated class looks like, so here generated constructor looks like it's a one parameter here. It is showing something because of non-null it is generated here. Okay, so here observe carefully. This is C indicates constructor here, product. Okay, and it's a parameter integer. It's a parameter integer. Okay. Remember this. If you write any constructor before compilation, if any constructor exists, Java compiler will never provide any default constructor. Yesterday also I gave, if you did not write any constructor, then Java compiler provides. Okay. Now let us just test this one if you want here. I'm just writing here. Okay. Test data, I'm just writing. Add command line runner. There I'm writing @component for creating the object. Okay. Now let us just create the object and see here. Just it's a product. Product P is equals to new product. Now see here, I'm just writing. Okay, it's directly showing here. Observe. Suggestions, it is showing control plus if you press, it is showing suggestion. It is showing only parameterized constructor. You can see there is no default constructor. Why? Java compiler provides default constructor only if there is no constructor provided. Remember. Okay. So here only ID based is there. ID, just I'm writing 10. Yes, it is working. Let us just try to remove this. It is giving error. Red color underline you can see here. Okay. This says default constructor is undefined. The constructor product is undefined. You can see here. It says something here. Let us just write 10. Okay, then sys out, just I'm writing P. Okay. Now let us run this application and see. Of course, our output comes in unreadable format because of no toString overridden. Okay. You don't like this format here. Class name, that is package name and all here. Okay. Then we have to apply toString. At the rate toString you need to apply. And run this application. And see object created only with ID. Code is not there. That's a point. Okay. So here, if we apply non-null here also, for example, here also we applied non-null. Okay, concentrate here. See here, I'm applying non-null. Then it says here, you have to pass two parameters. First one ID, second one code. Same how you define in the order, same order you need to pass. Just press Control space, it will show all the possibilities. Okay, you need not to think about the order and all here. You just press Control space and see here. First one is what ID, second one is what code. Okay, your coding order only it is going to give. For example, let us change this one. Let us change this one. See, first one code, second one ID I wrote, right? Okay, let us just come here, Control space, and see here. Your coding order, based on your coding order, constructor also generated. I hope you got the point, this one. If you write multiple, okay, if you write multiple here, order is given how you write the code. Okay, order is given how you write the code here. Okay, so here like this, I'm just writing here. Okay, whatever the variable you write, whatever the data type you write, first one or second one. First one first, second one second. Okay, let us just take string comma string only, not an issue here. Look at the first one, code, second one ID. Okay, now here just come and see order. You can see here if you write two data types also, look at here. First one code, second one ID. Whatever the data type you write here, order. How you write the variables here, same order it is going to come. Same order it is going to come here. Okay. Yes, you can pass like that also here. If you don't want to pass the values, for example, I'm just creating the object. Okay. So here non-null indicates here. Okay. You have to pass some data. Okay. You have to pass some data. That's while creating this object. That's the meaning it is saying here. Okay. That's the meaning it is saying here. Now I'm trying to create the object. Concentrate like this. I'm just creating the object here. New product. Just I'm writing like this. It's a 10 comma. I'm just writing A. Okay, and run this program here. Okay, object created. Now in the place of A, I'm just passing null and run this application and see it says null pointer exception. Code is marked as a non-null, but still you are writing null. Okay, you are saying the meaning, you are saying, hey, I'll create the constructor using these two, which are not going to be null. Please give me a parameterized constructor of these two. I'll definitely pass this. You are promising that non-null will come, and still you are passing null. No, sir, I have only this ID. I just want to pass. I don't want to pass null. Then why you wrote second one non-null? Don't write. Don't write. Okay, don't write here. Then pass only this one. Okay, that is pass this one here. Of course, I want to show them all as one by one point here. Concentrate here. Okay, when you mention non-null, definitely you have to pass the value other than null value. That is only meaning, right? Not a null value. That is a meaning here. Okay, now are you clear up to this one here? Okay, I'll just show so many points, not one, sir. Okay, I just want to show first of all overview. Then once I start interview specific points, you will have so much confusion. Okay, so please concentrate up to this. Okay, I'll start those one by one points. Somewhat in depth we go here. Okay, I hope you understood up to this one. Okay, so now just tell me, look at the code and tell me here how many constructors generated here. Just look at and tell me how many constructors generated. Yeah, only one constructor. Only one constructor. With how many parameters? With how many parameters? Two parameters, exactly. What is the first parameter? Can you guess? ID, exactly. Second parameter, can you guess? Code, exactly here. Now I'm just going to mix multiple combinations here. So that's why I'm asking here if you got clarity here. Okay, like this. Understand? If we apply at the rate non-null, value must be passed while creating object. It must not be a null value. Remember that. That is the meaning here, non-null. And of course, that is actually selecting variable also. This is example 2 I'm just giving. This is example 2. And it's actually runner class. Now look at carefully from here onwards. Okay. We are going to see different combinations here. And important points I'm just going to show here. Observe carefully. Look at here. From here onwards, somewhat complex it is going to come here. Look at. Now let us start here. At the rate required R's constructor. Leave two string. This just for printing output here. I wrote at the rate required R constructor like this. Okay. I hope you are able to see the code clearly. At the rate non-null is not there. Okay. Required R constructor, you have to write with the combination of at the rate non-null. Why non-null? Non-null says, okay, that select variable will be selected for constructor creation. But you did not write. Okay. Then what Lambak will think here? Okay, let us do one thing here. Let us check variable having at the rate non-null, 0 found. Then it is going to provide one constructor with 0 parameters. That means it is going to provide one default constructor. Now look at the code here. Okay, just for confirmation, I'm just showing. Yeah, you can directly see here also. Okay, observe carefully here. Okay, it provides a default constructor. See here. If you have doubt, again remove this and see. Just remove this and see here. There is no default constructor now. And it's actually now default constructor added. Now default constructor added. Okay, so the point, understand important point here. One, at the rate required our constructor is applied without any variable having at the rate non-null. Then Lombok generates default constructor or zero param, whatever you call here, zero param. Okay, now if you write like this here, if you write like this here, now observe carefully here, generated code. Generated code looks like here. It's a class. It's actually public product. It's a default constructor. Statement will be super off. Okay, like this. Okay, now second point. Now you can guess easily. I'm just writing here. Leave this to string here. At the rate no ars constructor I'm writing, and at the rate non-null also I'm just applying here. Now look at carefully. Now can you guess? Yeah, setter and getter also will apply. Okay. Ahmad Sheikh, I think you missed yesterday's session. Yesterday I've shown setter and getters. Here also you can apply. Okay, at the rate setter and at the rate getter. Okay. Okay, let us just finish that. If you miss again at the end, I'll show. Now look at here. Can you guess how many constructor has come here? Look at both annotations I applied. Look at and tell me here. Okay, here two constructors will come. One is for no ars constructor, means one default constructor will come here. And second one is for required R constructor. I selected one variable non-null. Required R constructor will check for a variable non-null. So it's a second constructor. Okay, one with 0 and one with one parameter here, ID. Okay, in this code you will see two constructors here. Okay, example, just I'm taking here. It's a second example, example 2. Look at this one. Now generated code looks like generated code. Because of no ars constructor, a default constructor is coming here. And because of this, one param constructor is coming. Okay, why one param here is at the rate non-null I wrote. Okay, one param constructor here. Okay, if you look at what is that param here? Okay, it's an integer ID. Now I'm writing here. This dot ID is equals to ID, like this. Okay, I hope you got the point here. Now I'm writing here. Yeah, mixing so many are there, sir. Don't worry. All our constructor is there. Now tell me how many constructors will come this time? How many constructors will come this time? Yeah, this time 3 constructors will come. Okay, 1, 0, 1 with 1 parameterized, and 1 with 2 parameters. Of course, if we add one more, 3 parameters also will come here. Total 3 constructors will come. Okay, total 3 constructors are going to come here. Yes, correct answer here. Okay, if you have doubt, very simple, just expand this option. And you can cross check here. What are the constructors generated here? You can just cross check here. Observe carefully. Generally, non-null is used to select that variable. Okay, generally non-null says selecting the variable. Okay, we are saying that this variable should be in the constructor and value cannot be null. Value cannot be null. If you apply non-null, we are saying no, definitely. Are you creating employee ID? ID is mandatory. That is saying here, and also saying it should come in the parameter. Okay, two reasons here. Select variable while creating a parameterized constructor, and value cannot be null. Remember these 2 points here. Okay, let me write example number 3 here. Just I'm writing. Okay, generated code looks like this. Sagar, there is no concept called not null. That might be another annotation you might be asking here. Okay, there is no not null, it's only non-null. Okay, Lombok we are discussing. Not null might be you are asking data JPA. That is a different scenario. Okay, as per the Lombok, there is only non-null, no not null annotation available. See, because of no ars constructor, this is a default. Required R constructor here. Okay, this one. In third one, we are writing it's because of all ars constructor. A third one here. String, it's a code, right? This dot code is equals to now code. Okay, now actual confusion starts here. So please concentrate carefully. One by one, slowly we are going here. Now example number 4. Let us see how much you are talented. Okay, now I'm writing example number 4. Just look at here. Now look at example number 4 and tell me how many constructors generated and what are they. Look at example number 4 and tell me. Yeah, I did not apply at the rate non-null. Yeah, one constructor generated with how many parameters? I am only saying one constructor generated with how many parameters? Yeah, one constructor generated with 0 parameters. Exactly. Answer is okay. There's a 0 parameter because no non-null is there. Okay, no non-null is there. Okay, only one constructor generated. Required R constructor. Okay, there is no non-null, so it's a 0 parameters. Okay, that's a point I gave previously here. Okay, see here, required R constructor is applied without any variable having non-null. Then Lombok generates a default constructor 0 param. That is only first point. Okay, now let us just come to again. Now this time, look at this. Now tell me how many constructors generated. Generated code. Okay, how many constructors generated and what are they? Okay, now look at the generated code, how it looks. Okay, because of no ars constructor, one default constructor is generated. Because of required R constructor, no non-null is there, another default constructor is generated. Hey, why like that? You only coded like this. Okay, is that Lombok mistake? No, that's your mistake only. Okay, look at two constructors generated. Okay, both are default type. Both are default type. Okay, who is doing that? Lombok is doing that. Okay, then what Java compiler says? Java compiler says error. Okay, and observe carefully. Okay, at the rate no R constructor generated one default. Okay, at the rate required R constructor, any non-null is there? No. So for that also generated one default. Okay, point is clear here. Understood, Dinesh? Look at this annotation. One default constructor generated. Okay, look at this annotation. Any no non-null is there? No. So it is generated. Okay, Lombok generated, but Java compiler, as per the Java compiler, this is mistake. This mistake as per the Java compiler. Java compiler says, hey, Lombok you generated without brain. Okay, programmer has no brain. You also having no brain. You generated, but as per the Java, it is wrong. Okay, what Lombok is doing very simple. You are applying the annotation. It is generating the code. Okay, if you apply the annotation, Lombok is just generating the code. That's it. Lombok is not compiling anything. It is giving to Java compiler. Java compiler will cross check everything here. Okay. Now concentrate. Let us just do the same thing here. Observe carefully. I'm writing the same thing here. Concentrate. Look at from here onwards. Actual story starts, sir. Look at it is showing red color underline. Are you able to see everyone? Red color underline. No. If no means I have to add the color. That's it. Nothing else we can do. Okay. Observe here. Now look at what is the message it is showing here. Duplicate method. Hey, it's a constructor, right? It is saying method. Okay. Duplicate method. What is this? Product of. Yes, constructor also one method. Remember, a constructor is a method which returns the same type, class type. No need to mention any return type, which executed only once per object creation. Okay, constructor also method. Duplicate constructor. Understand here, product type in product. It says, okay, so that's actually error. It's a compile time error it is giving here. Java compiler is giving error. Okay, Lombok generated. See what Lombok did here. What Lombok did here is two default constructors generated. Lombok did its duty, but compiler also is doing duty, and there's an error. Okay, now the answer is, understand here, generated code. Lombok generates code based on annotation given, which may or may not be valid code when we compile, when it compiles, when it gets compiled. Okay, Java compiler will check all code lines after code generation. Understand the point? Okay, it's just started, don't worry. Okay, our code generates two default constructors. Okay, answer is compile time error. Okay, duplicate methods. Do you know constructor also a method? Duplicate methods, it's a product of. Constructor also a method, sir. Constructor is a special method we call that gets executed only one time while creating the object. Okay, are you clear this example? Shall I go to next level? Somewhat complex. If you say okay, then only I'll show, or else I'll repeat, not an issue. Because again, I won't explain this Lombok. Okay, now look at there. Now, next point I'm writing here. Look at carefully. At the rate required ars constructor, sorry, at the rate all ars constructor I'm writing. Okay, all ars constructor, if you look at here carefully, okay, all ars constructor will generate how many constructors and what are they? Okay, first, very simple, it will go and check how many variables are there. Okay, it will go and check how many variables are there. Here two variables are there, right? Okay, so it will generate one constructor with two variables that you might be knowing. Okay, that you might be knowing here. Okay, so already yesterday also I shown that one. Okay, now look at here, come and check here. Two parameters constructors there. Okay, so based on the variables, how many variables are there, those many variables it will take and generate. Now look at, okay, any variables are here in the class, any variables? Yeah, zero. Zero means no. Okay, now I applied all as constructor. I applied all as constructor. Then how many arguments are here? How many variables are here? Then how many constructors generated? What are they? Can you guess? Just guess. Mistake also not a problem. I'll give answer. Don't worry. If you guess something, if you use your brain, then I can support to you. Okay. If you don't use your brain, even I can't do anything. If you have one step, second step, I'll try. Okay. Yes. This case, one constructor generated. Okay. One constructor definitely generated. It will go and see how many variables. Zero variables. So it will generate default constructor. It will generate default or zero parameterized constructor. Concentrate here. Okay, yes. Doubt, just come and check here. Don't ask anyone. Just expand this. Later, you while practicing, you just expand this. Okay, and see here what is generated. Just very simple thing. RS here. Command here. Command just check here. Just press Control space. Just press Control space and see what are generated here. You can see here also. Very simple. Just come to test class. Come to one runner class and try to create the object or expand this here. Okay. If you don't follow my point even, you can check like that also. Okay, this is example number 5. Example number 5. Look at not over. Okay, I hope you got the point here. If there are no variables, all our constructor generates. If no variables in class, all our constructor generates default constructor. Okay, I think you got the point. Okay, now I'm applying next one. At the rate no ars constructor. Now tell me what no ars constructor will do. It is also generates the, even whether variables are there or not, whether variables are there or not, it will give always default constructor, right? Okay, now look at the code. Now you think and tell me, just think and tell me here, how many constructors will come? What are they? Yes, Sheikh, correct answer only. But my question is not that one. How many constructors will come? That's the first question. Give that answer. How many constructors will come? Whether it's a error or not, later we discuss. How many constructors will come and what are they? That's my first question. Whether Java compiler gives error or not, we discuss later. Yeah, answer is two constructors. Two constructors. And both are zero parameters. Of course, Java compiler says error. Please disable your webcam. That will disturb others. Okay. Answer is two constructors generated and two default constructors generated. Generated code looks like this. Generated code looks like this. Okay, two default constructor, and compiler says again, hey, mistake. Compiler duty is to check its code. Lombok, why it is doing like this? Lombok is not doing. You are using in such a way that, okay, Lombok said clearly, okay, whatever annotation you apply, just I'll do the work. You are using wrong way. Okay, you don't just insult Lombok. Okay, programmer, you are only doing mistake. Okay, why you are saying to me? Okay, that's your mistake. Compiler says, hey, programmer, your mistake. Okay, so here, so I think you got this point. This one also here. Sorry, my mistake here. This time my mistake. Two variables not there. Okay, are you clear this code? Shall I go to next level? Yeah, there is a small difference is there between default and no ars constructor that we'll discuss later. As of now, same. I don't want to confuse you. As of now, same. There is an even difference between default and no ars constructor. Okay, so default constructor will be having same type of class type. No ars constructor will be can be different type, and that can even throw your exception also. There are some small changes are there. Actually, they are not similar, but as of now, consider same. I don't want to confuse you by giving those now. As of now, default constructor, zero constructor, same. Okay, but there is a difference. Yes, correct. Okay, if you just go to core Java, default constructor follows same class type access specifier and never throws anything. Okay, no ars constructor will be having different specifier. I can throw some exception even. There is a rule there. Okay, but I don't want to touch this. My concept is Lombok. Now, I hope you can understand this also very easy. I don't want to speak anything. Just I'll apply. Let us see. Annotations never follows any order. You can apply in any order. Generated code. How many constructors and what are they? Very good. Mistake also not a problem. You give answer. No one is going to see your answer, right? Not a issue. Yes, very good. Right answer. Amma Sheikh, I applied three. You look at here. This is also there, right? Observe carefully. Three annotations are there. Noah's constructor will give one default. Okay. And required our constructor will give one. See, it will go and check variables with non-null. No. And all our constructors will give one default. Okay. So totally three. You got the point? Yes, very good. Super. Doing mistake is not a bad thing, sir. Okay. You do mistake, I'll cover. I'll correct it. Okay. Then you learn. Don't feel shy or hesitate. You are a learner. You have right to do mistake. Okay. You kill Java. Don't worry. I'll take care. Okay. But give answer. Now just I'm showing generated code. Looks like this. Compile time error. Okay. Duplicate method. It's a product. Okay. Are you clear up to these points? Okay. Now I am writing this time. Look at carefully. Example number 7 I'm writing. Okay. Private integer id @ non-null. Answer. How many constructors and what are they? Leave error concept and all. I'll say if it is error or not, I'll say at last. How many constructors and what are they? Okay, answer is two constructors. Okay, one required R constructor. This is a one constructor, all R's constructor. Very simple. Whatever you apply, those constructors will come. Okay. No R's constructor I did not write. Required R constructor with non-null it is there. Okay, let me write the generated code, how it looks. Let me write the generated code here. Because of required constructor and non-null, I'm just writing here. There's actually integer id. This dot id is equals to id. Okay, this is a one. Second, because of all our constructor, go and see all. Only one is there. Yes, generate, that is also here. And see here. So final answer is two constructors, both are with same type. Again, answer is compile time error. Okay, let us just check the same thing. If you have doubt, copy this, come here, paste it, Control Shift O, import, and see. Just keep mouse over here and see, and you will see the answer. Duplicate method, product of integer in the type. It says actually duplicate method actually here. Compile time error, duplicate method. Okay, anything if you have doubt, very simple, take this code and place in STS and just save. It will show clear error message. Red color underline it will show. Keep mouse over red color underline. It will show clearly. You need not to ask even a faculty or even a friend also. Okay, write that any combination, just paste it, valid or invalid. You only check it. Okay, why I'm showing here is today I can show. Tomorrow you may forget. At that time, you can just come here and you can see here. Okay, so here I think you're getting the point. I'm just going to somewhat next levels here. Okay, if you get confused, very simple. I'll give this complete notes, even practice. All you practice after the session. Okay, tomorrow Sunday only, right? Practice all these examples. Okay, let us just continue to next one. Example number 8. Example number 8. I'm just writing here. Look at carefully. Already I gave this. I think so. Any combination is missing. Required or all arc. Yeah, no arc and required arc. Wait for a second. I'm checking the combination. You can guess easily here also. How many constructors and what are they? Answer is same. You should give answer. Yes, correct answer here. Generated code looks like this. It's a 2 default constructors and compile time error. Okay. Now, not over. So much concept is there here. Observe. Next, I am just going to iterate data. Now, this is called, it is annotation. If we apply data, now just take certain time and just observe here. Data. Now concentrate here. It is the annotation. When you apply this annotation, it is equals to applying internally multiple annotations. Okay, what are they? Okay, if we apply data, just to concentrate, I'm just writing here data. I'm just applying. When you apply data, control plus click or F3, whatever you use here, getter, setter, required arg, toString equals and hash code. This lambda dot value something it is saying. See the concept of value. This is a different one. Okay, these are all it's saying here. It's a documentation. You can see getter, setter, required arg, toString, and equals and hash code. One annotation is a combination of all this. Just come and see here. All it is generated. Get, set, hash code and equals. Okay, and equals internally using something different logic called can equals. We don't worry about that one here. It's just checking the types here and toString method. Okay, these are all it is generating here. Now understand data. It is a combination of below annotations. Okay, what are they? Setter, getter, required args constructor, okay, equals and hash code, okay, and toString. Okay, while doing programming practice, I use mostly this one only here. Okay, at the time of writing data JPA program, web programming. Okay, so generally if you define model class, I used to work this annotation only mostly here data. So I'm explaining specially here, concentrate. Data is a short annotation here, a simplified annotation here. It's a combination of below annotations. If you want to write this multiple, okay, better always use data. It's a good programming approach. Okay, writing setters and getters, Okay, required or constructor. I hope you understood what is required or constructor here. Okay, if non-null exist, then param constructor, else default constructor. Remember that point. At the rate required or constructor says any parameter is there with non-null. Okay, any variable having non-null, then parameterized constructor. It's not there, then default constructor. Even variables are there or not, that variable should contain at the rate non-null. Okay, remember that point here. Okay, at the rate data is a combination of these. Okay, you can just cross verify, apply the data, and just come and see here. Just come and see here. Okay, like this we have. Okay, if you want to apply your own just types actually, okay, something you want to apply your own individual, that write individual annotations only at the rate setters and getters here. It is just providing all. That is a short we are going to use here actually. Okay, now let me just continue this time. Okay, observe carefully. Let us just continue about constructors only somewhat points here. Okay, this I'm writing again example number 9. Just I'm writing like this. Above code generates set id, get id, to string method, equals method, hash code method. Okay, and here required or constructor is checking any variable having at the rate non-null. One variable is there, but non-null is not there. Okay, so if you apply at the rate non-null, it is going to generate the constructor. One variable is there, but non-null is not there, so it will generate default constructor. Understand? Or zero param default constructor. Okay, you're under, I think you're getting the point here. At the rate required or constructor here default. Okay, so understand here. Are you clear up to this point here? Are you clear up to this one? I'm just writing some combinations here. Remember, at the rate data internally follows which constructor annotation. If they ask in interview, you have to specify at the rate data internally follows required as constructor. Required as constructor, and that is going to check. That is going to check. Okay, a variable having at the rate non-null, then a parameter as constructor is going to come. Okay, observe carefully here. Just I'm writing example number 10. Just I'm writing this time. Look at carefully. Okay, leave other things. Setters and getters, leave other things. Only speaking about constructor. Only speaking about constructor here. Now tell me, generated code contains how many constructors and what are they? Okay, speak about only constructors here. Okay, because remaining will be this. Okay, how many constructors and what are they? How many constructors and what are they? Yeah, answer is actually only one constructor, and that is one parameterized. That looks like it's a product integer ID. Okay, this dot ID is equals to ID. Now look at this. Looks like this. Okay. Now observe carefully. I'm just giving very important note. Okay. At the rate data uses at the rate required or constructor internally that works only if no constructor annotation is provided by programmer. Understand the point? At the rate data says I am just following this one. If I add any extra constructor, then it won't follow this annotation. Then it won't follow this annotation. If we add any constructor annotation, something like you wrote at the rate all hours constructor, then it internally it won't follow this. Okay, you wrote something like at the rate diff no hours constructor, then it won't come, it won't work. It won't work. Okay, let me show the answer here. Just observe carefully. At the rate data I wrote. Okay, I'm just writing at the rate integer. See here, at the rate non-null. At the rate non-null I wrote. Okay, just now you gave answer for this. One parameter constructor is generated. Okay, why? At the rate data internally follows required arg, and required arg is applying at the rate non-null. So one parameters constructor has come. Are you clear this code, everyone? Are you clear this code, everyone? Okay. Now observe carefully. Now I'm writing at the rate no ars constructor. No ars constructor. Can you guess how many constructors created? Give your answer, Natesh. Only just tell me how many constructors. What are they not required? Just tell me how many constructors. Okay. If your answer is two constructors, why two constructors? Just tell me. If it's the only one constructor, that is fine. If it's the two constructors, why two constructors? I wrote only one annotation, right? Where is second one? Yeah. At the rate data internally providing one annotation, right? At the rate data internally providing required our constructor, and I applied this one. Now answer is only one constructor. Okay, observe carefully here. Look at this one. Yeah, I'll explain why. Answer is see here, only one constructor. That too, whatever you wrote. Whatever you wrote. What about data? That's the point I just now gave. That's the point I just now gave here. Okay, only one annotation, one constructor it will generate here. Observe carefully. Example number 11. That's why I gave these many stars also. I think you did not read this properly. At the rate data uses required or constructor internally that works only if yeah, at the rate null meaningless now. At the rate null is meaningless. That's the only point here. Only if constructor annotation is not provided by programmer. No constructor annotation provided. Correct. Okay. Programmer, did you write programmer? Programmer, did you write any constructor annotation? Yes. Then it won't work. This internal concept won't work. This internal concept will not work. Understood this point, everyone? Okay, you may have some questions, sir. What about not null? It's a meaningless. Now it's a meaningless. Okay, at the rate data says, Hey programmer, don't worry, I'll give one required constructor internal. Okay, I'll give one required constructor internal. Okay, so here when you write any annotation, it says, hey, you don't work. Hey, required on constructor, you don't work. Programmer says, you be silent, you be suppressed. Okay, you be silent, you don't work. Okay, it says, no, 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 don't write anything here. Okay, okay, so it says actually here, now no or constructor says it will generate one. Okay, so it says actually generated code. Neeraj, I did not understand your question. Okay, yes, correct. Vaishnav, correct. We need to write explicitly. That is only next point I'll come. Don't worry. Okay, if you are clear this, I'll come to this. Don't worry. So many are there to see. I'll show. Don't worry. Okay. So generated code looks like here. I'm speaking about only constructors here. It's a public class product. Okay. Now just it looks like it's a private integer ID. Okay. Now public. It's a product like this. Superop is a default statement like this. Okay, like this. I hope you got the point. When we apply a constructor annotation, data says I won't give that annotation. Now you have a question, no, I want that also. I want one parameter as also. Then write explicitly. No solution, write explicitly. Now let us just see how much you understood here. At the rate all ours constructor. Now this time, tell me how many constructors has come. Let us see this time. If you give correct answer, you understood. If you give wrong answer, I should understand that you did not understand. Okay, read this point before going to that here. Programmer providing any constructor annotation, then internal will not work. Internal will not work. If you provide any constructor annotation, internal will not work. No, I'm asking how many constructors. I'm not asking what are they. Just I'm asking how many constructors only. Yeah, I'll only explain what are they. Don't worry here. Yes, Devesh, now you give correct answer here. Okay, answer is actually only one constructor. What about data? Data says, I said right, data says if no constructor annotation, then only required constructor won't work because you applied explicitly. Okay, you applied explicitly here. Observe carefully. Now concentrate here. Just come and check here. Very simple. Any doubt, just come and see. Just come and see here. Look at this. Just come and see here. Only one parameterized because of what? All are constructor, and that to mandatory input here. Okay, so yes, it is going to ignore required or constructor. It is going to ignore. Okay, observe the answer here. Observe this one. Okay, example number 12. Okay, if we apply any at the rate dash constructor, then at the rate data will not provide, then at the rate data will ignore at the rate required or constructor execution. Very simple. You wrote any constructor that is required or no or all or anything you wrote, then this is not going to work. I hope you got this point this time. Now I'm writing here. Yeah, don't worry, I'll give some time to practice all this. It won't come in a single day. Okay, you might be feeling that understanding, but if you practice until that, you won't become perfect. Okay, what you are just getting here is you are just understanding. If you want to remember for a long time, you have to do practice. Okay. Even sometimes I may get confused if you don't learn that. Such subject is such a way here. Okay. That's not your mistake and my mistake. It's a God's mistake. Okay. God gave very small brain, and that brain has so many works to do. Morning WhatsApp, evening Facebook, afternoon friends, so many are there, right? So it will be somewhat problem. Okay. Observe carefully here. So here, if you look at carefully, only all our constructor is considered. At the rate required our constructor is ignored, which is given by at the rate data. Okay. So I hope it has become heavy. Okay. Not to worry. We yet to see some continuation. Okay. Practice up to this. Okay. Yeah, Cherry, we'll come to that also. Multiple constructors we had to write. I'll show that. Don't worry. I said that it's not over. We had to see so many. Okay, practice up to this sufficient. Okay. Same question I'll ask on Monday. If you give answer, then you are great. Okay. Now I'm just giving one small task also. I hope you can do that. Okay. Let me just give small task, very small task, not even complicated. Okay. Just wait. Okay. Here Maven sessions are there. Okay. Videos are there. 3 videos are there. Maven session 1, Maven session 2, and Maven session 3. Okay. Just watch these videos, practice, and come to next session. That is only your work. Okay. So tomorrow Sunday, right? I won't be taking any class. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Aryan, just wait for a second. I'll just giving links. Ask your doubts if you have anyone one by one. Aryan, tell me what is your question? Can we have to do installation procedure of Lombok in production environment? No, not required. Production, are you going to write the code and compile? Then not required. Just running only, right? Tomorrow any workshop is there? No, sir. Actually, my health is not good. I'm not taking any workshop. Yes, Aryan, correct. There is not required. STS installation from beginning. Okay, Sunita, I'll try to give a video for that. STS and Eclipse installation. How to write first example. I'm planning to give video on Monday or Tuesday. I'll give. Not to worry. I'll give a recorded video in YouTube. STS, Eclipse, and IntelliJ IDEA. I'll give those. Okay, just make a reminder on Monday. I'll give that. Not issue. Okay. Everyone task is to please go through these Maven sessions. Okay, so Maven still, Lombok still some concepts are there. Next, we are going to work with the YAML concept and profiles. YAML concepts and profiles we are going to see here. Okay. Just go through this Maven sessions, everyone. Okay. Thank you for the session. Continuation we see on Monday class. No workshop tomorrow, no class tomorrow. Okay, next class on Monday. Okay. So just go through this Maven sessions. Not only Maven sessions, if you want, so many event sessions are there here. Even Git, Gradle, Docker, JUnit, Log4j, so many are there. You can just go through here. Okay, JWT Okay, last classes, last Sundays, I just taken so many videos. You can just go through JUnit, log4j. Okay, Git, Spring Core sessions are there. If you don't know, also here. Okay, GitHub sessions are there. Agile theory is there. JWT programming is there. Okay, you can just go through this list also if you want. This list link also I'm just providing here. Yeah, next class on Monday.